Tough loss tonight for the Spurs. They lose it in the final 2 minutes, in fact. Phoenix 115, Spurs 110. Here's Bill Schoening.
As the Spurs see their record drop to 19-32, and the Suns a league best 40-9. We gave you some of those numbers earlier. The biggest lead the Suns had in this ballgame was 6. They ended up winning by 5. The Spurs had a 12-point lead at one point, but then Phoenix went on a critical 14-0 run in this ballgame, and they went on another run late in the game, an 8-2 run over the last 2.5 minutes, right before the Spurs scored a bucket inside a minute to go. But again, Devin Booker.
Hello, Ophalin.
Critical 3-pointers in that stretch when they pulled away from the Spurs there and win the ball game 115-110. We'll have an update coming up from Chris Duel here in just a moment. Again, this reminder, the Spurs back in action as they take on the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday night, and that game will tip at 7:30. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock. Doug McDermott, by the way, 9 of 15 from the field, 6 of 9 from three-point range. The ultimate performance brought to you by the fine folks at BMW of San Antonio. 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists for Doug McDermott, the ultimate performance. The final score, 115-110, Phoenix over San Antonio, and this is Spurs Radio.
At BMW, we made the ultimate range.
All right. Yeah, Spurs led most of this night. Spurs were up with 2 minutes to play, and Phoenix just turned it on in the final 1 minute and 52 seconds with a 9-2 run and win this thing 115-110 tonight. Hello, Dean Stone. Yep, that's a tough loss. Check with Michael here. So you want me going next?
This is your segment anyways. Yeah. We're still waiting for the coach. If the coach calls, I'll give you the heads up.
Okay.
Ginormous. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, we
Okay.
perfectly into your business plans. From the morning crew to the night shift, benefiting them benefits you. And with a variety of Blue Cross health insurance options designed for businesses and budgets just your size, you can keep your employees healthy and your bottom line.
Peter, Doris, welcome.
Eligible for tax deductions and payroll tax benefits. So go ahead, give them a bonus on day one.
I do a segment here where I update scores.
From Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, and keep your small business stronger, happier, and
Spurs play with a lot of heart. Thank you, Facebook user. Hello, Michelle. Michelle Johnson joins us from Marysville, Kansas. Thank you, Dean Stone. Louisa, welcome. Doris, a huge Spurs and Austin Spurs fan. Hello, Doris, up in Austin. Louisa Alanis, go Spurs, go. Here we go.
No matter where you are.
There you go, Sandra. They fought hard. Phoenix has the best record in the NBA. From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Chris Duel. Final score from Footprint Center in Phoenix. The Phoenix Suns defeat the San Antonio Spurs 115-110. Programming note on the flagship station, Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. Our Spurs React is coming up in just a few moments. Let's get you updated on the NBA scoreboard. Final scores. Hawks beat the Lakers 129-121. It was the Clippers over the Hornets 115-90. Bulls beat the Trailblazers 130-116. Pistons over the Cavs 115-105. It was the Magic beating the Mavericks 110-108. Nuggets over the Bucks 136-100. The Timberwolves beat the Jazz 126-106. Once again, Spurs React coming up on the flagship station after a quick wrap-up from Bill Schoening at the AT&T Center, where he broadcast remotely tonight as the Spurs fell in Phoenix to the Suns 115-110. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savannah. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is Todd has AT&T 5G. It's fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. It's not complicated.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Spurs assistant coach Becky Hammond on inspiration.
I hope it's an inspiration to girls out there, being the first woman to coach an NBA team. But I've always been more inspired by the future, not by what I've done, but by what's coming next.
What do you want to do next? Whether it's buying a home, growing your wealth, or protecting your assets, SWBC is here to support your next steps toward financial success with
You gonna jump in on this?
and expert advice.
I can real quick. I'm still waiting for him to give me the stuff.
Forged for
I mean, I won't go longer than 90 seconds if that.
Yeah, and I'm
Maybe
gonna.
just
The
a
whole
minute.
thing's gonna be like 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna go like 5.
right here.
Peter Villarreal, welcome, Peter. Richard Vargas, Robert Rodriguez, Sandra Perez, Doris, Ofa Lynn from Singapore, Luisa Alanis. I can't scroll up on this thing, otherwise. So I at the moment only see Sandra, Robert, Peter, Doris, Richard. There's Brian Zuniga.
Broadcasting is Mike Liz Canola handles commercial comment along with Leah Resendez. Our broadcast engineer Sam Walters, our statistician Walters Dukes. Next game for the Spurs coming up on Tuesday night. The Golden State Warriors will be at the AT&T Center. 7:30 start. We'll be in the air at 7 o'clock with Spurs Radio Game Night. As always, for all things Spurs, follow us on Twitter, Spurs.com, with the Spurs app. Our studio producer this evening, Mike Bartlett. Our studio host, Chris Duel. This is Bill Schoening. Thank you for joining us this evening. The final score, Phoenix 115, San Antonio 110. This has been a presentation of Spurs Sports and Entertainment and the National Basketball Association. All rights reserved. Good night, everybody.
Spurs Radio Game Night Rewind has been brought to you by AT&T. The game we live for, the codes we live by. And by iHeartMedia.
Becky Hammond will be the first woman to coach in the NBA.
What if it's no big deal that I'm a woman?
There you go, Joe Garcia. Put up a hell of a fight. Yeah, I mean, this one hurts. Now, the Spurs were without no DeJounte Murray tonight for the Spurs, no Jakob Poeltl, and no Derek White. For them to be this close and leading this late in the game, you know, I'm sure Pop and the Spurs wanted to win this game, and they feel they should have. I feel they should have. But for them to put up the fight, as Joe Garcia mentions there, I agree. It was a great fight by the Spurs tonight.
Tickets are on sale and up for grabs now. To see our full promo schedule, visit spurs.com/promotions or check out the official Spurs app. Season presented by AT&T.
All right, here comes React. So we go from post-game show into React. They're technically two different broadcasts.
All of you, because he's still recording. All you.
So it'll be 5.
Okay.
From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Chris Duel. That was a tough loss tonight to the best team in the NBA record-wise. The Phoenix Suns are 40-9, and the Spurs led much of the night. In fact, the Spurs led with just under 2 minutes to play by a score of 108-106. That's when Devin Booker hit the first of his back-to-back three-point shots with 1:52 to play. That gave Phoenix a 109-108 lead over the Spurs. Spurs failed to score the next time down the floor. Phoenix got it back. Booker hit another three-point shot, back-to-back threes. That gave the Suns a 112-108 lead. They would wind up winning this one, 115-110. A valiant effort put up by the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs React on Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. I'm Chris Duel. Michael Bartlett makes the entire broadcast go from beginning to end. We are streaming live video, as we always do, on 1200 WOAI's Facebook and Twitter pages. And as I look at some of the comments there, I see Peter Villarreal says we almost beat the best in the NBA. Brian Zuniga says, are we reading too much into this loss tonight? I don't think so. I think it was a great fight tonight for the Spurs. They just came up short. I want to remind everybody, all right, Suns, best record in the NBA at 40-9. Spurs did not have DeJounte Murray tonight, with a left knee contusion. Jakob Poeltl and Derek White out of the lineup. 3 of your starters and 3 of your leading scorers out of the lineup tonight, and the Spurs put up this great fight. I do see Michael Bartlett put his headphones on, so I think we can go to Michael. Michael, tough loss. I think the Spurs and Pop will believe they should have won tonight. I believe that as well, and they darn near pulled it off without DeJounte, Jakob, and Derek White.
I mean, let's be honest. They should not have been in this ball game whatsoever. You're going up against, as you stated, the number 1 team in the West with Devin Booker.
In the league, actually. Yeah.
So Devin Booker drops 48 on you last time. You're without Mr. Triple-Double, DeJounte Murray, your top 3 leading scorers, DeJounte, Derek, and Jakob Poeltl. So not only are you losing your offense, but you're losing your defense. And they still damn near beat this team. And yes, you can tell me, well, they were without key players too. They still have Chris Paul and Devin Booker. So it is what it is. They shouldn't have even been in this game at all. This should have been a 20 to 30 point loss. Instead, they were darn near pulled off another upset. If not for, and I'll call it a questionable calls towards the end of the game. I didn't know that in the NBA you can trip on your own feet, roll around, and not call a timeout and still call a timeout and not get called for a travel. But we'll see what the last 2-minute report says about that. Overall, hey, it was a great game for the young guys. The young guys got to play. They played well. And that's what matters. The playing time and just experience overall for the young guys and for some of the veterans of the team. So it is what it is. Hopefully on Tuesday you get our 3 guys back, and then you go at the Warriors and try to, knock off another top contending team in the West.
Yeah, Warriors, I believe, second in the West. They're pretty amazing. That will be the next game for the Spurs. That will be on Tuesday night here at the AT&T Center. A regular tip time just after 7:30. That means Spurs radio game night with the voice of the San Antonio Spurs, Bill Schoening, 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. That'll be the first day of February as we round out January tomorrow on January 31st. Tough loss for the Spurs, but Michael made a great point. A big night for the young guys. They fought the best team in the NBA, tooth and nail, down to the wire, and darn near pulled it off on their floor in Phoenix. For Bill Schoening, a great call as always tonight by Bill. Nobody does it better. On-site engineer Sam Walters, veteran statistician Walter Stoops, and the man you just heard from, Michael Bartlett, who makes the show go from beginning to end. For those gentlemen, we will see you Tuesday night as the Spurs host the Golden State Warriors. Once again tonight, the final score from Phoenix. The Phoenix Suns defeat the San Antonio Spurs 115-110. You've been listening to Spurs React on Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI.